Hello to all traders and welcome to another video brought to you by Orbex. So we're looking at the pound pairs today after yesterday's big news that Liz Truss has beaten Rishi Sunak in the race to become the next Prime Minister in Downing Street. So this saw the pound pairs being lifted, especially cable, after hitting a 2-year low. So these figures that we'll see shortly haven't been seen since the start of the pandemic, and we saw another low just before the news was announced. But since that time, we have seen a little bit of a propelment up to breaking the 115 handle for the first time in a while, and now looking to the upside as well. We're going to be looking at a couple of pound pairs today as well, but give me your thoughts on where you think cable and a few of the other pound currencies will be going in the next, well, currency pairs, sorry, in the next few sessions. So I just want to take a quick look before we get into the big movement of the day. And as you can see here, almost hit this 2-year low of roughly 114.20, which is quite significant. But just zoom in, because today's candle is very bullish at the moment. And if we go onto the 4-hour chart, still in a bear market, however, but if we go onto a 4-hour chart, we'll just see the movement of the pound, of cable, since that news has come into fruition. But obviously a lot more things happening for Liz Truss today. She's going to obviously be appointed by the Queen. She is obviously going to start her first Prime Minister's questions. I believe it's tomorrow, yeah, every Wednesday. And then we'll see if she is going to have enough grit to go against the Labour leader Keir Starmer on his views on how the country should be run for the next 4 years. But don't forget, this happened for Theresa May as well. She was appointed by her own constituents, but then when it came to having a general election, she failed a little bit in that respect, and then was obviously removed from the office, I think about 18 months into her term. So Liz Truss will have to be very, very cautious in her next move. But if we look on the charts, where are we heading next? Well, I'll be looking to see if this momentum can keep holding up, because at the moment we're going to look to a slight consolidation period before we get the next signal to the upside or downside. Obviously keeping above the 115 handle will be quite psychological for a lot of traders, because it is looking likely that this Ichimoku cloud will weigh in on prices. As you can see here, fully fledged bear market still after hitting these 2-year lows. Just bring it on the 1-hour chart though, because more significantly, as you can see here on the 1-hour chart, if we're looking at daily trading, as you can see, we are trading through the Ichimoku cloud now. So we are on a slight bullish trend just in the near term. So just being very, very important to, I'll just remove these drawings so it's not too confusing. So it'll be interesting to see just in the near term, very, very near term, if this comes into a slight consolidation, if we can get a few more pips to the upside, roughly to the 116 handle, that would be quite significant and quite bullish for a lot of traders at the moment. But unfortunately, there is a slight bearish divergence just forming, so we'll see on the other side, so we'll see how low that can go. And obviously we've seen in the past why these prices can go as well. So pound yen as well, I've had a lot of traders asking me about other currencies. Pound yen in particular, we saw this monumentous upshift since yesterday's trading session, and look at this big move to the upside. Very, very thin cloud as well, which gives an indication that prices were easily matched in that respect, and now we're seeing another leg to the upside as we speak. Where will this go from today? Well, if we look on the daily chart, just bring it out, because I just want to show you where we're looking at the moment. And in the near term at least, as you can see, we are trying to get back up to these recent peaks, roughly about the 165, and possibly that's a little bit too much of a stretch to get to these previous double tops, roughly towards the 170 handle. However, in the near term, you can see on this daily candle, no wicks on the top or bottom, very, very bullish, a lot of strength. So we're seeing in the near term what dollar yen can do. So for me, there will possibly be a little bit of exhaustion at the moment, but with the assistance of this Ichimoku cloud, I'm thinking it's going to bounce off and then start moving higher. So a little bit of a move to the downside, and then possibly start moving back up to the 166 handle, which will be quite significant. So with pound, obviously we've had big news events. Just look for the major fundamental news events on the calendar. We've had the NFP. The next major move will probably be towards the end of the month when we get the Federal Reserve interest rate decision as well. That's supposed to affect probably all the market across the board, because then it'll give a good indication on where the other central banks will go in this time. So just keep an eye out for that. So we'll look again tomorrow at the latest fundamental news, hit it on the technical news, and then see what the psychological analysis will be after that. So thank you very much for joining me, and we'll speak again tomorrow. Bye for now.